I'm your educator Shulagna Ghotok. Today I want to brief you about the topic Hardy-Weinberg law. This is a very relevant topic, guys, and you have to face most of the questions and numericals from this topic in various exams. So before starting, we have to know some introductory facts about this law. So first of all, this law was first proposed by G.H. Hardy, who was a British mathematician, and W. Weinberg, who was a German physician, independently in 1908. This rule relates allelic and genotypic frequencies in a Mendelian population, which remain constant through generation after generation until there are no any action of external evolutionary conditions. So what are those external evolutionary conditions? Mutation, migration, genetic drift, natural selection, etc. And about those factors I will discuss elaborately in later. Okay. So here, what is meant by Mendelian population? The Mendelian population is a natural interbreeding unit of sexually, not asexually, okay, but sexually reproducing organisms sharing a common gene pool, which depends on three rules mainly. We know that. First of all, law of segregation, law of independent assortment, and law of dominance. Okay. So thirdly, Hardy-Weinberg law is applicable only in theoretical situation, but not in practical environment. Because here I have said that genotypic frequencies remain constant in generation after generation. But this is impossible, isn't it? Because practically in nature there should be migration, mutation, etc. Right? So this law is only applicable in theoretical situation but not in practical world. So now you can ask me that then why should we go through this topic? If this is not relevant for realistic situation, then why should we? Isn't it? So if we are comparing two data in one realistic population study according to the time interval by Hardy-Weinberg law, then we can compare the statistical data of both and can identify the speed or the rate of the evolutionary forces of that particular population, so that we can identify the huge changes which are occurring in that population. Because when you study a population according to the Hardy-Weinberg law, then you will take everything as a constant value, isn't it? But when you will study a population according to the realistic condition, then you can't see any constant thing, because they are all are happening in actual scenario, right? Such as mutation are there, gene flow are there, associative mating can also be possible. So according to that comparison, we can take preventive measures or can do research works in future. So this is the ultimate significance or main motto, I can say, of Hardy-Weinberg law. Clear? So now, in Hardy-Weinberg law, there are few terminologies which are very much important to understand the details about Hardy-Weinberg law, such as allele frequency, first of all. So what is allele? Alternative forms or different versions of a gene is called allele. Okay. And what is frequency? Frequency is occurrence or the rate at how many times one, two or more alleles come in a population over a particular period of time. Clear? So allele frequency shows the genetic diversity of a species in a population or of its gene flow. So what is gene flow here? Gene flow is transfer of alleles or genetic variations from one population to another. Suppose in a population, in what type of population? In Mendelian population. If there are two types of alleles, that means capital T and small t at one locus are present, then frequencies should be P and Q respectively as Hardy-Weinberg equation. Secondly, what is genotype frequency? Genotype frequency is the frequency or the proportion of genotype divided by total number of individuals in a population, such as the frequency of homozygous dominant should be p square, homozygous recessive as q square, and heterozygous recessive should be 2pq, that means pq plus pq. Because when we cross two heterozygous dominant allele, then 50% genotype should be heterozygous dominant. So PQ are produced 2 times, isn't it? So its frequency is represented as 2PQ. That means PQ plus PQ. But according to Hardy-Weinberg law, allele frequency and genotypic frequency equilibriums will always remain constant or will not change from generation to generation. So hope all the terms, that means allele frequency, genotypic frequency, equilibriums, are clear to all of you. Actually, students often getting confused among those terms and gave wrong answer mainly during solving numericals. That's why I'm focusing on those terms. Clear? So now, there are two equations which shows the relationship between allele frequency and genotypic frequency according to Hardy-Weinberg law. So the first equation is for allele frequency, that is p plus q equal to 1, and the second one is for genotypic frequency, that is p square plus 2pq plus q square equal to 1, or we can say p plus q whole square equal to 1. So now, suppose in a population there are 6 individuals and in them total number of T, capital T alleles are 5 and total number of small t alleles are 7 and total number of all types of alleles are 12. So now we can calculate the frequency of dominant allele, that is P is equal to 5 by 12 equal to 0.4, and frequency of recessive allele, that means Q equal to 7 by 12 equal to 0.6. So now finally we can get the value of P plus Q, that means 1, by adding 0.4 and 0.6. So the first formula, that means P plus Q equal to 1, is proved. So now if you are asked that what is the frequency of dominant individuals according to this formula, then the answer should be p square plus 2pq. But not only p square, because as dominant individual can be homozygous as well as heterozygous, because here in the question it is not mentioned specifically that whether it is homozygous or heterozygous. Okay, so secondly, if you are asked that what should be the frequency of recessive individual according to this formula, then the answer should be q square. Okay, because recessive individual should always express itself at homozygous state, not heterozygous state, but only homozygous state. And lastly, if you are asked that what should be the frequencies of individual which carry at least one recessive allele according to this formula, then the answer should be 2pq plus q square, because heterozygous, that means capital T small t, also contain one recessive allele, and here it is said that at least one recessive allele should be present. That's why. As Hardy-Weinberg law, after random mating, so what is random mating here? Random mating is each individual of a population should have equal opportunity to mate with other individual of that population. So after random mating, if in a numerical it is said that frequency of dominant homozygote, which is p square, and frequency of heterozygote, that is 2pq, has been given, then frequency of dominant allele or recessive allele can be calculated by the following formula. So the formula is frequency of dominant homozygote, that is capital T plus half of the frequency of heterozygote, that is capital T small t. So frequency of dominant allele is P, it is proved. Now we can calculate Q by the formula 1 minus P, as we know that P plus Q equal to 1, that's why. Clear? So let's see the calculation of allelic frequency with sex-linked genes by Hardy-Weinberg law. In a human population, suppose the frequency of X-linked dominant allele, that means capital T is equal to P, and the frequency of X-linked recessive allele, that means small t, is Q. And here suppose Q is the lethal allele, and if the value of Q is 0.04, then we can see that the male contains one copy of recessive allele, which is lethal, but the female contain two copies of homozygous lethal recessive alleles. So according to Hardy-Weinberg law, their chance of having disease is Q square, that means 0.04 square, that is 0.0016. So if we assume that the half of the population are male and the half of the population are female, then total diseased condition of that population will be 0.0208. Clear? Now there are some evolutionary conditions or assumptions of Hardy-Weinberg law, which I have told earlier, that first of all, random mating. So what should be the connection between random mating with Hardy-Weinberg law? Mating is one type of behavior associated with organisms. Why mating behavior occurs in organisms? Because every organism wants that they can mate with one of opposite sex, which can increase its reproductive fitness. And in that way, they want to transfer their genetic potentiality to their offspring. That's why the concept of competition also occur for mating. Like songbirds sing song for mating. Many birds compete in nest preparing competition. Male animals fight among themselves. Even in human population also, we often see that short human males often choose short female partners, etc. That's why male and female choose themselves for mating. But ultimate need is to find potential mate so that they can give proper parental investment or parental care to their progeny. So, in Hardy-Weinberg law, there are no question of selective mating or assortative mating. There are only random mating. That's why constancy is followed. Secondly, no natural selection. In Hardy-Weinberg law, there are not any case of natural selection. If natural selection occurs, then frequency-dependent selection become possible. So then constancy-dependent thing in frequency are not followed as Hardy-Weinberg law. So no natural selection. The third point is organisms should diploid and sexually reproducing. That means the locus under consideration should have at least two alleles and their frequencies should same in both males and females. Fourthly, no mutation. If a particular locus shows a high mutation rate, then there will be a steady increase in proportion of mutant alleles in a population. So here, if mutation works, then allelic and genotypic frequencies cannot be constant or 1 according to Hardy-Weinberg law. So the fifth point is no gene flow or migration. Moreover, gene flow means complete or total gene pool flows from one to next generation, then variation can occur. So in case of this law, variation should not be occur to maintain constancy. So no gene flow or no migration like immigration or emigration should be occurred. And the last point is large population size. Large population is mandatory because in small or isolated population, genotypic frequency cannot be seen properly. So a large population is needed. Clear? So hope your concept about this topic have been cleared after this session. There has provided a link into the description box of MCQs, numericals and their answers, so you can test yourself by those questions. And if you have any doubt or facing any problem during solving MCQs or numericals, then please ask me into the comment section, and also you can reach to us through our mail ID which is into the description box. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe our channel, then you can get notification about my next videos which is coming on every Sunday. So stay safe, stay tuned.